dorsal ganglion.
Okay, well,
there is no ventral
I mean,
ganglion.
as far as
Yeah, that way I can see what
functions,
the point are.
but maybe like description. I mean, like the anterior median fissure here. That is basically a division between the two halves of the cord.
So it's like the
Okay,
corpus
division.
callosum of
It's
the
a
spinal cord.
well, it's a division of the
Colossum.
white matter. What's bridging the two parts is the white commissure, which is that little bit of white going across the
Is
middle.
that even on our list? No.
No? Well, it's in your lecture notes
Right.
anyways. So, I mean, you need to go look at the lecture notes too.
There is
because
so much lecture
I
material.
know. That's why you need to go look at it.
I got a deck of cards
And
this
the-
big for chapters
Posterior
16 and 17.
median sulcus, and again, that's just the division, you know, in the white matter of the back. And then as far as functions, remember in the anterior gray horns is where we're going to find the cell bodies of our motor neurons.
Motor neurons.
And their axons are coming out through those anterior ventral roots.
Ventral.
Anterior or ventral,
Ventral,
same thing.
main front.
Now, in the dorsal root ganglion is where we find the cell bodies of our sensory neurons, and their axons are extending into the dorsal root,
Dorsal.
or
Meaning
the
back.
dorsal horn, meaning back,
Back.
dorsal or posterior. Okay, the gray commissure is connecting the two halves of the gray matter there, just like the white
lateral commissure
commissures.
connects the two,
The gray commissure
Gray commissure.
connects the two
and there's
butterfly
whites
wings.
just beneath it.
Yeah.
But you can't really label that, can you? I guess you could point to it.
Well, yeah. So remember, the white areas are made up of columns. So we have our anterior columns, and our lateral columns, and our posterior columns. And in there we're going to find myelinated axons. So that would be tracts, the sensory tracts.
Ascending tracts and descending.
Ascending
Right.
tracts,
The sensory
right.
tracts are ascending, so they're kicking stuff up to the brain. And then the motor tracts are going to be descending,
Descending,
they're
going away.
conducting stuff down. Okay? And then in the lateral horns here, what we're going to find in the lateral horns are the motor neurons for neurons in autonomic pathways. If you noticed in the diagrams that we were looking at today, as we went through, like especially when we were doing the somatic and autonomic, that the somatic motor neurons, they're right in those anterior horns. Okay, the cell bodies for those. The autonomic ones, their cell bodies are going to be back here in the lateral horns. So
And
they're
those
not
are
as close to the front.
Involuntary.
That's for involuntary function. Okay? And then out here on the ends, these are our spinal nerves, and we can see.
Those are going to go to the peripheral
that-
nervous system.
Right. And we split here. The roots, the front root is those motor axons that are taking the motor
Ventral
impulses
roots.
out. Yep, the front one's ventral or anterior. The back roots, that's where the sensory information's coming in. But notice those axons will end up
Come
put up
together.
here. The
And that's-
motor,
is it where
the
the
motor
hillock is?
axons and the sensory
No, that's-
axons. No, that's
that's
on
the
an individual neuron.
spinal
That's where
nerve,
we have
right?
the- Yeah, this is the spinal nerve out here. Okay?
Which spinal nerve is it? Just ambiguous? Or,
Something probably in thoracic area because these lateral
so
horns
much
are
bigger.
so pronounced. Yeah.
Okay. Nothing really new here.